California schools are facing uncertain futures as federal grants that were expected to arrive today are now on pause. A Trump administration official tells ABC 10 tonight that the grants are under review, but California leaders are calling this illegal, saying that these funds were already approved by Congress. So California's senators released a statement tonight saying in part this reckless decision threatens the future of America's workforce and our global competitiveness. And if the administration is asking for a fight, make no mistake, California will give it to them. Elected officials say in California, these grants amount to nearly $930 million. In a news conference today, State Superintendent Tony Thurmond blamed President Trump's political ideology for the cause.
So we have heard from our partners at other departments of education across the country that they've received similar notices. There is a particular piece of that notice that I think is critically important for us to understand, and that is that the administration is withholding these funds to ensure that they are, quote, in accordance with the president's priorities. That statement means something, right?
So how does this impact our schools? I sat down with Troy Flint with the California School Boards Association to get his take on what happens next.
Public schools in California and across the country are entering uncharted waters as we face the prospect of this sudden withholding of funds.
What programs were impacted the most?
The programs that are getting the largest financial impact are programs for academic enrichment, for teacher training and support, for before and after school programs, for English learner education, and for support of migrant students.
Who will be the most impacted by this?
Almost everyone will be impacted in some way, but in terms of particular demographic groups, English learners will be particularly hard hit.
Now, we know that California heavily relies on federal funding when it comes to after-school programs for middle school and high school students. Talk about some of the impacts that we could see there.
Districts may try to move money around from other sources to compensate for any withholding or delay in the funds they traditionally expect from the federal government, but not every district will be able to cover those shortfalls, and it may imperil their ability to provide the before and after school programs that families rely on, particularly families with two working parents or single parent families.
To the best of your knowledge, would you say that this is something that districts have been preparing given some of the previous comments from the Trump administration?
I think a lot of districts have made preliminary preparations, but you weren't able to prepare at the scale necessary for this announcement. Districts may have put some money aside, but any money that doesn't come from the federal government is money that will come from another bucket of the school's budget, and that's robbing from Peter to pay Paul, and that's less services for students.
And we know that the California Department of Education held a press conference today, condemning this action. But did they give any directive on where things go from here?
This is not the right way to do business. It's natural that a new administration will have different priorities and will want to reallocate funding. But what's different here is this funding has already been appropriated and schools have already made plans.
All right, we reached out to the governor's office for comment. A spokesperson responded saying in part, wouldn't be a day ending in Y without the Trump administration trying to defund California. Threatening schools across the country does nothing but sow chaos and confusion that harms all students. Of course.